In this box is the new Rat Factory garage.
Dylan, that's not how garages work. They don't come in boxes, dude.
Thankfully for us, that's how Temu works. This is a $200 Temu carport.
Again? From China? What are you doing, man?
It's the Rat Factory, what do you expect? Building all these projects for the channel, we have nowhere to put them, so they just end up in my backyard, which has become a disaster. The shop is definitely no better. We just get so busy and stuff piles everywhere. Thankfully, Temu also sells a lot of garage organizing equipment, so we're gonna completely redo our shop for less than $1,000.
That sounds suspect, but so far, you've been right most of the time with these Temu purchases, so we'll see.
I'm really excited about these Temu toolboxes. I know people are wondering about the quality of these things, so we're gonna find out here in a little bit. The goal for this video is to completely reorganize everything. The new garage is gonna go right where that shed is. The shed will move over there. And it should be looking really nice.
It might not look really nice, but it's gonna look nicer. And that is the goal.
As usual, this isn't the dream garage setup, but it's the garage setup we can afford. What are the odds this has any quality whatsoever?
I don't have a lot of faith in carports in general, so I'm very curious what a Temu carport is worth. It's painted, so, you know, score one there. We have actual directions. I feel like that's
What? Are they in English?
It says yes.
That's actually very exciting news and very surprising.
Seems like it's pretty standard carport stuff, like definitely not super thick gauge.
That'd be a pretty thin gauge. No wind or snow, hopefully, right? Living in Colorado, I'm sure that's gonna last a long time. This is the canvas reveal. Is the canvas gonna be any good? It's a 13 by 20. It's actually a pretty decent size because our normal shop is 20 by 20, so it's only a little bit smaller. That garage costs way more than $200.
Yeah.
About 10 times more.
I would say more than that even.
I did math wrong.
Man, that was a pretty reasonable deal for $2 grand.
Yeah.
Why are we doing this crap?
100 times more? We make dumb videos, we don't do math.
Seems reasonably decent, you know? It's at least looking pretty weatherproof.
I don't know what a carport would cost at the carport store. I'm assuming the $200 is a good deal, but I honestly have never shot for a carport before.
I did look for some for my house, and I'd say this is probably about the same. It's just like traditional tarp material, nothing fancy.
The gauge on this tarp.
It's
That's
pretty
a pretty
thin.
thin gauge tarp.
I've seen better.
Let's go ahead and open the frame box and then we'll get an idea of what we're working with.
We got some dents in them, which is not ideal.
Oh no!
Damaged before we even start.
That's how you know something circular is strong though, is when it's got dents in it.
I will say Temu sometimes struggles with the handling of care of their products.
I didn't expect any of this to be super structural, and it's not. So I think it's this time we gotta get to it.
Before we can get this built, we have to clean up the backyard so we have somewhere to put it. We got a little distracted. We found a skateboard and we had to see who can land the first kickflip.
Hey, dog! Hey,
Nico
what are you
wants a
doing?
kickflip.
You want a kickflip?
Hey!
We'll count it.
The first very real challenge of this entire project is moving this shed so that the new garage can go there. The goal is to pull it with the tank.
What do you got cooked up here?
So I basically drilled this one by one into the floor. Hopefully it just pulls it right over to where we need it to be. I don't feel super confident, I'll be honest.
Our entire plan is based on being able to move this, and it may fall apart immediately. Fail fast, I guess.
You taking odds on this still? I'm putting us at 70-30 this is gonna work. I feel more likely it's gonna work.
I think it will work based on just usual Rad Factory, whatever we want somehow always works.
Blind faith that for no reason this should work. Oh God.
We might need to loosen it off the ground first and then I could give it a little push maybe.
Oh man, it's pretty heavy and it's pretty stuck. Hey.
There's 4x4s in the cinder blocks.
Oh.
That wasn't gonna go anywhere no matter what size tank was pulling it. Do you guys ever start a project and then just wonder, what are we doing here? We've made it so much worse. It's gotta get worse before it gets better, but we made it pretty bad.
There's the Miata parts file. There's the Miatas. There's the disappointed Gavin. There's the ping pong table. A pile of surfboards. There's Layla's toys.
How did we collect so much junk in such a short time? We cut out 4 of the supports.
In theory, there's only one left in the far back. There might be more, but they're all so rotten that it makes me.
It might
feel
work.
Maybe.
Oh!
It did finally budge at least.
Hey.
She knows that this isn't the right way to do it, so that she's just angry about it.
Yep, there it is.
It's such a just like a cheap, junky tin shed that I thought it would be pretty easy, but I was sure wrong.
So the goal is this will work better.
Oh! What is this, take 3 or take 4?
I think 4.
Take 4, here we go. Woohoo, we're moving! The tank can do anything. We're towing a house basically with our tank. Whoa! Everybody says their 2025 is going to be different. The world will change whether you want to make a big resolution or not. So maybe just keep it simple and say you'll finish one project car and take it from there.
Ooh, maybe just plan a trip or 2. Maybe you can call your mom a little bit more often, or maybe you can just watch a little bit more of your favorite YouTube channel. All those things are super doable, and they're a lot more doable with Raycon Everyday Earbuds.
Raycon's everyday earbuds are perfect for the gym, working on your Ninja snowmobile, or editing YouTube videos. The new quick charge feature in the carrying case gives 90 minutes of listening time with only 10 minutes of charging. And these really cool case covers come in a ton of different designs.
Oh, we're pretty hard on everything here at the Rad Factory, and that's why I love that these things are so durable. They're water resistant, sweat resistant, dust resistant, and they'll last a really long time.
Go to buyraycon.com/TRF to get 15% off site-wide.
That's right. You'll get 15% off everything on Raycon's website when you go to buyraycon.com/TRF.
And when you guys support cool companies that support us, that just helps us do even wilder projects in the future.
3 of these bad boys. If you've assembled Legos, you can do this.
No, this is more like Connects. You remember Connects?
Yeah.
So I'm assuming this is kind of like, this is the roof scenario right now.
Yeah. You start with the roof and then you throw it on up to its little legs.
The A-frame is coming together already. This thing is gonna go up pretty quick.
Give it one of those.
The roof is already done and it's been like 5 minutes, so it's gonna go together pretty quick, I think.
That's the nice thing about a garage with no bolts.
I really think this will help keep all of our toys out of the elements.
Even though this isn't like a real garage, it's gonna make a huge difference.
Oh, we were wrong. There are bolts involved. It's time to raise the barn.
Dylan, it was right there. It's time to raise the roof. I think that's going to help tremendously with our backyard organization.
It might last a week, but that's going to be a nice week.
You know, part of thin-walled pipe problems. You know, these things happen. It was a rough trip across the Bering Strait, or whatever body of water this took to get here. There we go. They hold the outside edge like that, like the roof. They brace our corners.
Some quality product right there.
It'd be nice if they sent us enough to do all of them. It's just the outside, which is unfortunate.
We have a garage. That was only about an hour or hour and a half max.
Pretty chill. I think it's generous to call it a garage.
We have a covered place to put all of our toys. For 200 bucks, you can't complain. Like, this thing is gonna actually hold plenty of stuff.
Why don't we see how much stuff we can stuff in here?
You guys, we've done it. We have organized the backyard. The Rad Factory was a mess, and now I wouldn't call it clean yet, but it's close. Now it's time to tackle the actual garage. We have all the Temu toolboxes and Temu organization and tools, and we're gonna dive in and see how those are.
We got a lot of big boxes. We gotta open these puppies up.
This is gonna be a big one. It says high quality, good material on the outside, what are the odds it's actually high quality, good material on the
know.
inside? Buy with confidence. I bought without confidence, I'll be honest.
I mean, it already doesn't look great. They printed the box upside down.
Did they really? This is gonna be like Christmas. There's so many boxes here. I just hit order on everything. I don't even remember what I got. Enough delaying. I want to open the toolboxes and really see what those are like. This is the big one.
We have plywood in there. That seems like a good start.
The odds of this actually being a decent toolbox are not high, but pretty much anything's gonna be better than what we had. I was hoping this would be like our kind of bench worktop. I don't know if that's gonna work out. This is about what you'd expect from a $100 toolbox.
Yeah.
I will say these do lock. They like lock in there. The Harbor Freight does not, and they come open all the time. These ones at least click in.
Yeah.
That is pretty nice.
So you got two options. You've got little rubber feet or some casters. That's kind of cool.
Weighted down.
It's definitely pretty tinny, and like you can tell, like this just is a lot more solid. That being said, I agree. I like the little click-in feature. These are so loosey-goosey. We actually had to shim the casters and make it so it's always leaning back because it would just open drawers sometimes.
Let's keep unboxing. There's way more where this came from.
Very curious what's in this box. Oh, this is something that we've needed for a long time. Retractable air hose. This will be a legit game changer. Heck yeah. And this is solid. Like, feel the weight of that. That's actually... Vevor is honestly pretty sick.
I really think people are gonna start to think we're sponsored by Temu. We are not.
What are you? Looks like some sort of shelving.
I think it is a drill organizer.
Alright. So this one I don't think is a toolbox, so I'm not sure what it is. Oh, heck yeah. That is phenomenal.
Quality on this, again, not as good as the Home Depot. And in the cold, they will probably shatter.
If we can keep everything organized, it makes a huge difference in such a small space. This is looking good, dude. I'm stoked with all these purchases so far.
This one I think is just like one big thing to store
Tools and stuff.
one shelf. I think that'll store some tools. All right, we finally finished setting everything up. Let's walk you through what we did. These toolboxes are the biggest addition that I'm most excited about. We'll talk about those in just a second. But one of the small things that has actually made the biggest difference are these rolly pull down things. I don't know what you call it. But just being able to have, how do you lock it? The quality of these maybe leaves a little bit to be desired with the pulling thing, but it is the coolest addition, being able to have the air where you need it. We also got one for electric. These were like 50 bucks each, and that is more than worth it.
That's literally already changed the quality of our life instantaneously. Literally the best thing ever. I don't know why we didn't have one of these the whole time. It's crazy.
I'd give the Temu versions of these maybe a 7 out of 10.
I'm honestly relatively happy with that. The like spring that's winding this is a little weak in my opinion, but it does have this little screw thing in there to make sure that it actually coils nicely on the way back in. Like you can see it coils really well. So honestly, for the price you paid, super reasonable. These things are actually kind of expensive. Our Vevor little hose reel, I'm actually stoked. Like the rubber is super pliable, it's not super stiff. And when you know how, it works every single time. I'd give both, due to like quality and everything else, honestly like a 7 out of 10. I'm not sure it's worth spending for like a name brand.
The tank, on the other hand, 10 out of 10. Woohoo!
Mika hates it.
These metal stacking shelves made a huge difference. I think these were like 50 bucks. The size is perfect against the side of the shop. Our shop is actually pretty small, and so we need as much space around in the middle that we can get, and this really helped with that. The thing we're most excited about are these toolboxes. These were like 300 bucks-ish, which for toolboxes, it's insane how expensive they really are. You do feel the quality, like it's very thin metal. not the most stable. The doors kind of lock in like that, and I really like that feature. And the bearings actually feel pretty smooth. I'm not worried about it.
Also took the time to build us a nice sturdy bench top, and low-key, this is one of the things I'm most excited about. What's our ranking for this setup versus the old setup?
I mean, 10 out of 10 better for sure. Yeah, we'll see. We'll try and give a long-term in a few months a review of these toolboxes if they're still holding up.
Final thing that I'm super excited about, look at all this shelf space. Look at this, we have a whole bin here, we have space there, tons of space up here.
All of that junk got moved into the new garage. Let's go check that out and give that a review. It's a little windy, and so the thing is blowing around. We will see if it blows over or not, and keep you guys updated. I'm genuinely excited about the Temu carport. We had nowhere to keep our toys dry, like the rain and the snow, and it was just ruining everything, and this thing will do that. It's not gonna do much else, but it will keep the water off of the toys.
And it gave us a spot to just make more storage. All of this crap used to be in that garage.
Before, all of our engines would fill up with water and get rusty just leaving them outside. Now we can leave them under the Temu tarp and they'll stay dry, so hopefully it'll run when we put that in the drift car in a few weeks. Our main shop would also not have enough space for our Temu tire machine. Very excited to open this, but that's a separate video. You guys will have to subscribe and wait for that one coming very soon.
Everything having a home is so nice. Like, that's all any of us want, is a home. Snow cart absolutely has a home now. It's not just gonna get crappy and beat up outside. Cannot stress what a huge addition this was.
So overall, the Temu carport, I would give it, for us, it was a 10 out of 10 thing that we needed. The quality I would put at a 5 out of 10. I think with some extra bracing, some stakes, maybe some concrete support posts, we can get that quality up to a 7 or 8, and hopefully it'll last a few years.
I think that's a perfect way of describing this whole remodel, if that's what we're gonna call it. Compared to what it was, 10 out of 10. Some of the things, the quality isn't perfect, but a lot of times you don't need perfect, you just need better. And that's exactly what this was.
I think that describes everything you get on Temu. It's not quality, but it's something.
There's actually room for us to keep building projects, and that's amazing. I'm stoked.
Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss those future projects. Thanks for watching. Stay rad.